this beautiful lady? Well, when I was sent to interview her at the wonderful Criterion Theatre in the very heart of London. I don't know if you know this theatre, but it is literally in the Piccadilly area, and it's an underground theatre. I was always fascinated by that, because apparently during the war, lots of people would go down there, of course, to escape all the bombings, the London Blitz, all of that sort of stuff. And you kind of think, what is it like when you sat underneath? I'd never actually been to a performance there, you see, and you kind of think, oh, this is a double whammy. Not only meeting a true acting legend, but also getting a look round a wonderful theatre that had so much history. You can imagine how excited I was, can't you? But this particular lady herself, well, really, for me, was just an incredible woman because she had such a distinctive voice, absolutely beautiful, and had been in iconic TV shows, movies, all of that sort of thing. And when you think about it, really should have been one of our biggest stars. I never understood why she was not up there with the Hollywood elite, because she certainly could act, she certainly was beautiful, and she certainly could cause a bit of a ruction. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today. Thank you as ever for joining me. Hope you're all well, whatever you do. We'll have a quick wave. Yes, there's nothing more British, is there? I often say this, I know, but these iconic symbols, red telephone boxes, red pillar boxes, although they might be going now. One thing that a good colleague pointed out to me, and it's an interesting thing this, with all the new coins and notes and everything, with His Majesty the King, King Charles having his, emblem on his face on, well, why not, what are we going to do with all this stuff if nobody wants to take the cash? It's a good point, that, isn't it? I know, another thing to debate. Let's not get going. Oh, yes. Now, let me tell you all about this wonderful lady. As I say, I ended up becoming really good friends with her because, strangely enough, we ended up living near each other many years after first meeting. We're talking, of course, about the beautiful Honor Blackman. And the thing with Honor is she'd had an incredible career, an incredible background before she became an actress. And for many people, of course, starring with Kenneth More in the brilliant 1950s epic Titanic, that was a masterpiece of filming. I thought everybody in there did an excellent job. But really, the roles that people remember Honor Blackman for are, of course, The Wonderful Avengers, and for younger fans, a TV show called The Upper Hand, which she had a comedy role in there, playing it brilliantly as well as a glamorous mother. Wonderful lady, though. Now, way back in the early 1960s, she was cast in this now famous role in Goldfinger. What was interesting, as Honor told me, was she didn't know if she would get the role or not, because let's be honest, at this point she's in her mid-30s, still looks fabulous, but slightly older than the average Bond girl even back then. But apparently it was Sean Connery that had the final say. More about that later. Now already, the movies have become iconic, literally from Russia with Love, Dr. No. So by the time Goldfinger came around, high expectations. However, Sean Connery had a few reservations already. He didn't feel he was getting paid enough. And then, of course, there were spats with the producers, Cubby Broccoli and Harry Saltzman. They weren't speaking according to Honor, all of that sort of stuff. Fascinating stories we told you recently when we went to visit their original offices. But it got more developed than that, you see, because what you need with a successful movie is something really to make sure you can get past the censors. And they had a problem because when they sent the very first print over to the United States, Warner Brothers, one of the sort of people funding the movie, basically said, no, we can't accept this. They said, what? They did not like the title given to Honor Blackman's character in Goldfinger. Oh yes, you all remember it, Pussy Galore. And they had a problem, and basically they were going to have to retitle it and redub some of those words in just to get it out into the American market. But then a stroke of royal luck took place. At the British premiere of Goldfinger, all the stars were out in force. Sean Connery back out with his toupee on and behaving for once, apparently, and Honor Blackman looking resplendent. And what happened really was, according to Honor, that when they came down the line and met everybody and stuff like that, Prince Philip said, by the way, that's a very cheeky name, isn't it? And they said, what? And he told them, and everybody laughed. And he said, oh, it's fine with me, don't worry, I'm very liberal, or something like that. She said she couldn't literally remember the exact words. It was because she said she was kind of so nervous, meeting him, because there he was, one of the most famous men on the planet, and they're just talking very openly. Now, the bosses of Bond were very shrewd because they sent this particular picture and clip back to America saying, Prince Philip thinks this is fine. You know, he doesn't have a problem with the name. Here's the clip from the newsreel. If he doesn't have a problem, why would America? And that really, literally, those few words were the seal to keeping the title, the name, the character, everything in that Honor Blackman stood for in Goldfinger. All down to a very quick passing remark from His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh. Now, who would have known that? Sean in the very heart of London.